this on, and then.
All right, let's make sure we good because Bill said he's gonna be late.
Yep.
All right, let's make sure we good.
So,
All right. The audio sounds good. Bill said he's gonna be late, like I said. Straight up, this is First and Framerates, episode 71. Definitely been looking forward to this. I think that's you in the background that got the echo. Or is that me? No, that was me. I'm sorry. That's me with that. No, that's me with the echo.
Yeah, I'm about to say that wasn't me.
Yeah, that's me with the echo.
Echo,
Yeah, let's go. Let's
echo.
go. Yeah, let's get into it straight up. I know the first topic was supposed to be about E3, but we definitely got to talk about this Madden beta codes and everything that follows behind it. Everything that follows behind it has pretty much nothing to do with Madden per se. It has nothing to necessarily do with EA Sports per se. It's about the gaming community in general because we're sitting back, basically the only podcast or the only sports gaming podcast is sitting back, and we're looking at all this foolishness going on. And I don't care what you deal with. You don't sit there and you just don't treat your fans or customers or anything like that the way that people have been treated over these beta codes. But we're going to talk about that later. Bill's, like I said, he's not here yet. DJ, what's been going on with you this week?
Man, just like working on the little personal training venture that I'm trying to do. Also trying to find a home gym to do this at. Other than that, watched the great Stanley Cup Finals game last night. I know Bill wouldn't think so, but that's for him to figure out. And it's funny because what a difference a year makes. You know, when we did this podcast around this time last year, how great it felt for my team to win the Stanley Cup and how I was singing "We Are the Champions" to now this year, and another panelist on our show has to deal with defeat.
Yeah, because Boston Bruins lost,
bad.
Right?
Yeah, they lost. It was bad. It was funny because it wasn't without effort. Like Boston they went all out offensively. They outshot St. Louis like it was nobody's business, and it becomes demoralizing when Bennington, whose first name is Jordan, so you kind of expect from a Jordan, whether it's his first name or his last name, what's going to happen. He shut them down. It was just like for every 20 shots that Boston attempted, of course, all of them were blocked. One goal was scored by St. Louis. So and of course St. Louis wound up winning. What was it? 4-1? Yeah, they wound up winning the game 4-1 and won it in Boston. So it's nice to see another team win their first Stanley Cup.
Well, let's wait the Bills get here because hockey's nice, but we got more important issues to deal with. I mean, listen, wait.
You ain't going to just slander hockey like that. I know we got some good topics.
No, I'm not slandering hockey, but this right here.
I know you're not slandering hockey. I'm pulling your leg.
Yeah, because no, seriously, this shit's pissing me off because, look, I already know. I put it out on Twitter earlier. I know I'm an old school gamer. I know that. Look, I've been gaming since '87. Like no job. I've been doing this for a long time, so I know this bullshit that's going on now is past my time. I know it's past my time, but it's just for me to see it with my own two eyes, and I see other grown men that are my age. You know, just
older.
Exactly, or older, participating in crazy activity that's way out left. Now, don't get me wrong. If you know, I'll get into that.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Bills, are you here?
Can y'all hear me at all?
Yeah. What? You on the phone?
Were you in the car?
Yeah, I'm in the car.
Okay, yeah, well, no, we can hear you.
Okay, you pulling what I pulled earlier in the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you hit your intro before we start. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm Bill's fourth. I'm just here to roast the people because they sure as hell deserve it. So, yeah.
That's it, huh?
That's my intro. It's pretty straight to the point.
No.
Oh, and also, Oh, and Bills, how do you feel about the Boston Bruins losing the Stanley Cup?
You still talking about this hockey stuff, man? You still talking about?
I'm just saying it.
Dog, we got other stuff to attend to right now.
But we can't just let it all out at one point.
Hey, man, we got people waiting. We got people waiting to hear what we got to say about this.
Let them wait.
And see how they
Bill, how do you feel about the Bruins losing the Stanley Cup?
Now you see how he treating y'all. He treating y'all just like how them people treating about them damn beta codes. He don't give a fuck about y'all.
No, I mean, just real quick. I don't have much to say. I mean, honestly, they played like they didn't want to win. They played like they didn't deserve it, and they lost. They got blown out. They got embarrassed at home. So I mean, I was already over it after the game was over. Honestly, I was kind of trolling the Boston fans. And of course, they came and they're like, "Oh, well, I have to call them racist because they are racist and they're pieces of shit." And they're stupid. And I don't really care how they feel.
You crazy, man. Nah, man. But no, seriously. Let's skip E3 because I want to talk about E3. Don't get me wrong. I'm about the game.
Shoot, were you pulling a Sony?
No.
You like skipping
E3. No. We're gonna talk about E3, but first of all,
Sony execs did it.
The way that EA handled this beta code thing was way wrong. Now, Madden 19, they did the same thing with Madden 19, and I necessarily didn't agree with it, because it's like I understand the devs, they may have some codes and they want to give out, beta codes to certain people for honest feedback, and you want the game to get better. And maybe in a sense, if you want to pull off a sweepstakes to do do this, I understand it. And, first of all, one more thing. If you haven't checked this out, catch us on iTunes and SoundCloud. I'm so fired, I can't even promote this shit right. Catch us on iTunes and SoundCloud if you want to catch us later. Seriously, if you want to listen to us later, you can download it on iTunes or SoundCloud, and you can catch us there. Just put it in the search bar that First and Framerates. We're over there as well. A lot of big numbers over there. A lot of people giving us a lot of feedback. Now listen to us at work. We really appreciate it. But if you live, let's go. Like I said, Clint, A-Dub, all those guys, if they want to do a sweepstakes or they just want to give out to random people, I get it. I even get it to an extent if a game changer wants to give it out based on random Twitter user, or they want to do a sweepstakes. But I'm pissed. If I motherfucking got to praise another person, if I got to praise another person about their content, if I got to praise somebody about how well they do their live streams, or because they're a great, ambassador for a company to get a damn game, fuck off. I can't deal with that shit. I'm a grown man. Look, I'm all about having fun and spreading positivity, but you're not the one that deserves the praise because you got some damn letters to let me play a damn game. That shit's wrong. I don't care if it's Madden. I don't give a fuck if it's, Ubisoft. It could be motherfucking Oscar the Grouch down the corner. You don't do that shit to people that's willing to patronize, give their money away to possibly buy your game. I don't even think developers should do that shit. Make me feel good so you can get a damn game. That shit's not right. We've been dealing with this shit for 2 years. Even with Madden 19, it wasn't even that bad. Some people, they just randomly gave them out. That's cool. If you want to say, hey, who's the leading rusher in 1998? First one get a code. I get that. That's what we do here when we passed out our Xbox Live and our PSN, codes.
Oh yeah, when we first went live.
Yeah, I get that. That's cool because that, that type of stuff is a sweepstakes type of giveaway. But for us to sit here, yo, man, tell me why Bills is the coolest dude and we gonna give you a code. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm dead serious. That shit. Listen to how that shit sound, man. Listen to that shit. And then you got people that's not even game changers out here getting mad because their interpretation of a closed and open beta is completely left field and is not right.
Yeah,
no matter how you slice it, that shit ain't right to have a closed beta.
Explain this to me. I need somebody to explain how exposing the game to less people gets it to more people.
Exactly.
I've been trying to wrap my head around that explanation.
We're talking about you, sport.
I don't get it.
For those that couldn't hear Bill's correctly, clearly it was Hollywood sports we were talking about as far as that specific comment, because it's just like,
oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. No. Thanks to somebody I know, that's always been a good friend to our podcast. And if he decided to delete the shit, I got the video, and I'm gonna let everybody who's listening listen to the shit. Just because, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you to go to his website or go to his Twitter. We're gonna listen to exactly what he said and how stupid it sounds. Because no, I'm serious. Because that's the part that goes beyond EA and whatever the case may be. You're on Twitter. You're on a public domain, a public platform, and people disagree with you, and you got the nerve to sit there and tell us we shouldn't criticize you?
No, you see what happens. You see what happens is people think they're allowed in this generation to say stupid shit and not get called out for it. It's one thing if your opinion makes some fucking sense and I can just agree to disagree, but if you're going to come out and say some flat out dumbass brain dead shit and expect somebody to not come and check you on it and then say, oh, yeah, every time I say something, you don't got to challenge it. No, we challenge you because you say dumb shit like, oh, this is addressing the Twitter police, and then in the next sentence you say, there's no such thing as Twitter police. What the fuck are you talking about?
Dog, listen, I made a response to his tweet because I was just joking with him. Low key, I really wasn't, but I was just saying, yo, you got hacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this don't even sound right. Dog, listen to yourself. You trying to tell us that a closed beta reaches out to more people than an open beta? No, a closed beta is basically for people like an NY Kia or somebody, or people like us, or people that's going to give honest feedback to fix the game or whatever bugs that are there, or if the game's not sim enough. That's what the closed beta for. An open beta, you might as well just make it. I mean, if you're going to turn a closed beta into make me feel good, cool kids club type thing where you just, I like what he said about me, so I'm gonna give him a code. Not that type of stuff. You're just marketing the game. Just call it for what it is.
And that's why when Mills said, "Oh, post your favorite dev," I said Rex fucking Dixon. That's who.
Exactly.
Stood up to the dumbass marketing boys that y'all are. I mean, seriously, Rex was the only person with the balls to stand up and say, "Hey, why are we profiling fucking long shot when we did all this work to the gameplay?" He was the person. So,
and I want to bring up what NY Kia posted in the chat, because he said not one person attacked Hollywood personally. Dudes were questioning his logic because dude wasn't making any sense, and that's exactly what I told Hollywood straight up.
Exactly.
It's like no one's attacking you. Nobody. It's like what you're saying doesn't make any sense. And you might as well just play the video.
I'm about to. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got you. Matter of fact,
it's yeah.
Matter of fact, let me pull
it's
this
bad.
up. Now let me pull this up because I wanted to be transparent with this. See, this is the thing, dog. Look, we don't look at this. Listen,
and for folks who are new here, by the way, we have never had a cross word with this man. We actually defended him when folks tried to attack him
plenty of times
in the community, and we said, "Yo, take it easy on homeboy." But this shit right here, this corporate slave bullshit. Oh, dance for a fucking code? Nah, fuck that, man.
Dog, when 21 went after Hollywood, who was the only people that defended this man?
We're
the only ones that defended him. The only ones.
But we're also fair when it comes to stupid shit.
We're impartial. Anybody can.
All right, let me pull this up. I want to make sure y'all can hear it, because this is the type of stuff that like I said, this goes beyond just talking about we at throats for somebody else's company or whatever the case may be. This is just stupidity that shouldn't be tolerated anywhere. Freddie G, what's going on? Obi-Wan, what's good? Who else? It's Chris Thomas, always here. Thad Ratcliffe, what's going on? Appreciate y'all coming through. Hey, if y'all don't like what we got to say, I'm sorry, man. I only can keep it 100. It ain't right. It ain't right for people in the community to treat y'all or even us like this that we got to jump through hoops to get a damn beta. That's not right. I don't care what anybody says.
And another reason we're so adamant about speaking out on this is because much like we saw a threat to consumerism, the way PX1 Sports was advocating for paying for a fucking franchise, saying that a closed beta and closing access to folks who want to play the game is better than an open beta is the same shit. We're standing up for consumers, bro. That's what we're really doing.
Exactly. And another thing, NY Kid just said, not one person attacked Hollywood personally, just like DJ said.
I just read that already.
Right. Oh, you read that. I thought you was attacking.
Slow down. You're about to pull up the video.
I don't want to present that one. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong screen.
We need to get you to start thinking straight. You're gonna start saying some Hollywoodisms in a second.
Man, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck all that. All right, here he goes right here. I want to see if y'all can hear. Make sure y'all can hear this. Let me know if y'all can.
Good morning. Hey, man, I have a special message for the Twitter police out there.
Can y'all hear that? Anybody in the chat, can y'all hear that? Yes, no?
I can't hear it.
You can hear it on Bills?
What up?
I can't really hear it.
I'm gonna play it again to make sure y'all can hear it. Let me know.
Good morning. Hey, man, I have a special message for the Twitter police out there.
Yeah, they're saying it's a little faint.
It's a little faint?
Just turn it up more. Not clearly.
All right, let me see. I don't know if I, because it is as high as it can go, to be honest with you. Let me
maybe
see.
just play the audio from your phone.
Yeah, I could do that. I could definitely do that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking he was going to do in the first place.
No, it's all good. But
I'm thinking he's at work while he's doing this. That's another thing. Don't take
that's
time out of your work to address stuff that's online. I'm like,
and here's another thing.
Don't work. Don't worry about us.
Here's another thing that pissed me off though. Now, every time I have a conversation with him, like as far as music is concerned, I don't say, "Oh, I have a bachelor's in music performance." So why does motherfucker have to come and say, "Oh, I have a degree. I have an education in marketing."
I got a marketing education. What is that?
Where'd you get that education from?
Yeah, he got it from Lucky Charms.
Let's
play this. Let's play this. I want people to really hear this shit because y'all might not be on this man's Twitter like that. You probably don't want to feel like scrolling down this timeline. So listen to this shit, and I'm gonna stop it at every point so we can get it in about what you're talking.
No, just play it straight through. No, play it straight through.
All right, I got you, DJ. Let's go.
Good morning.
Can y'all hear that?
Hey, man, I have a special message for the Twitter police out there. Whenever I say something or anybody says something on Twitter, you don't have the right to challenge or call somebody out on what they say. People have a freedom of speech, okay? There is no such thing as a Twitter police.
Okay, pause it.
I knew you was about. I knew. No, Fred, no, hold on, Bills. You right, Freddie G. Hollywood always been a solid dude. That's why we went to bat for him. That's why we went to bat for him when 21 was going after him for no reason. But he way left field on this one. What you about to say, Bills?
Everybody heard that shit, right? He said this is a message for the Twitter police, right? Now the last sentence we played before we paused it, what did he say?
What is it? You do not have the right to challenge.
No, he said
I have to say.
He said there's no such thing as a Twitter police.
All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Disagree, but don't challenge. Don't challenge them. Don't ask them questions. Why did you say that? Let people have the freedom to speak. Just have.
Don't have open dialogue.
Okay. People shouldn't have to explain themselves or defend themselves about what they say.
I'm gonna stop it right there. He said you should not defend, should not challenge them or have them defend what they say. What the fuck is that? You're talking about stuff in a public domain.
Right.
You're talking about something in a public domain.
If I put a picture up of my kid and my kid is a fucking ugly ass kid, I can't then go and tell the internet, "Oh, well, you shouldn't be calling my kid ugly." I put my fucking ugly ass kid up there. So if you put your dumbass opinion up, then you should expect people. And the thing was, like we said, nobody.
His phone is wild.
We were asking logical questions like how could you draw that conclusion? That's what we were asking him. Like how could you? Why do you feel that way? Like how does that make sense?
And tell you the truth, with the fact that no one's attacking him personally, the fact that he feels attacked, it's just like, well, why don't you read what you're saying? Like, just read over, read it over quite a few times, because it's just like you're saying something closed can draw more people than something that's open, especially with the explanation of, well, for folks that don't have Twitter, well, they wouldn't know anyway.
All right, once again, this is what he initially said. Having a closed beta versus an open beta is better for EA because it's more than just receiving feedback from the Madden 20 beta. It's about marketing, using Twitter to spread the word to thousands of people. An open beta would not achieve that result. It's just their marketing. That shit makes no sense. No.
But mind you, hold on, but here's the other thing. This, folks, is a consumer saying this. This is a consumer talking about what is in the best interest for EA. This is a consumer. Who gives a fuck what is in the best interest of EA?
Let's continue. Let's continue.
And I'm talking about me, what happened yesterday. When I talked about EA doing a closed beta versus the open beta, and about marketing and all that stuff that happened yesterday. I don't want to be attacked on Twitter every time I say something.
Then don't say shit.
Don't say stupid shit. You can say shit, but don't say stupid shit.
No, I mean, dog, this ain't got nothing to do with gaming, seriously, but this is some bullshit. He don't want to be attacked every time he puts something on Twitter. Don't press send. That's exactly what I put in the response to this tweet. Don't press send.
Here's the honest truth, though. The only people who feel like they're attacked every time they say something are people who say a bunch of stupid shit.
Dog, the people who like that, the people who like this particular tweet about him responding, yo, people either don't want to comprehend or they choose to hear what they want to hear. And I don't know them like that. And I got respect for a lot of people who actually put decent stuff out on Twitter, but you just showed how smart you are by liking that shit. Because they didn't even take it. They heard the word Twitter police, and I bet they just started responding. They ain't even listen to what he said.
We've been talking about Twitter police, and I'm not trying to act like we're the forefathers of everything in the community, but it was a good portion of it. Anyway, we were saying Twitter police before that shit was cool.
Right. That's when 21 was mad because we wasn't uploading fast enough.
Right, and that's when we're damage controlling Madden and, doing similar shit to what he's doing and telling people what they can say and can't say. So
Freddie G just put out, said he made game changes look bad in the sense this is why people attack the program because of stuff like that. You know what? I agree with that, but on top of that, what some of these game changes have done as well is just as bad as what Hollywood Sports did. They're out here trying to have you patronize them, make them feel good, talk good about them. Oh, why you like my videos and why you like my stream and why you think I'm an awesome game changer and I'm going to pass you a beta code. Man, if you don't get your punk ass out of here with that bullshit, that shit will never happen. That shit will never happen. I'm a gamer first. Look, I'm a gamer second, but I'm a goddamn man first. I'm never going to do no shit. Even if you make good content, even you can make some excellent content. I'll compliment you because of your content. But if you got something I want, I'm not about to sit there and kiss your ass for it. I'll find my own way to get it. And as a matter of fact, appreciate to our plug because all three of us got a beta code without kissing none of y'all asses out.
Yep.
So you can kiss all of First and Frame Rate's ass. All of First and Frame Rate's ass.
So here's the thing, folks. For anybody that supports Hollywood Sports' message, for anybody who supports Mills putting up basically, you have to virtually suck somebody's dick to get a code. Here's what happened with us. Somebody came and gave us codes because they thought that we have valuable feedback to give. We didn't go and say, oh, please, Xbox, oh, please, PS4. No. We got codes.
I'm going to stop you right there, Bills, real quick before you finish. And I'm not saying this to disrespect anybody that's in this chat or listening to us who actually go out there and hashtag PS4 and trying to get a beta code. Y'all dudes are actually, some of them that I know that, like I said, in this chat, definitely in this chat, they honestly, legitimately want to play the game to have honest feedback. They're not sitting here.
Yep.
They're not sitting here just trying to play the game to bullshit around and just say, "Oh, I got the game." Like, what's his name that's in here? I know for certain Jay, Optimus Goob. I definitely know he gives honest feedback. Not only on this podcast, he's on the Sim Standard podcast giving feedback as well. People like Obi-Wan Watson, another one I know, Freddie G. I may know him on Twitter, but I don't know his Twitter handle like that. But I'm pretty sure. Listen, I know if you're here on this podcast right here, you fuck with us because we honest. And I don't. Well, go ahead, Bills. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, so I know that, like, for us, we're fortunate enough to have the resources to get a code based on, based on being
what
real.
We've
and
done.
I know a lot of people in this, most people in this chat right now are similar to us. They just want to give feedback. They want to play a great game. And honestly, a big portion of it, like VF said in the first place, when he said, get us all codes, it was because this is for the folks who aren't going to get codes that we want to be honest with about this game.
That's what we said in the beginning. I said, oh, go ahead, Bills. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, it's for y'all in the chat, honestly. It's for y'all. So, yeah.
It's for people who wants to listen to our podcast and actually want honest feedback about the game, good, bad, or indifferent. That's the only reason why we wanted to beta code. I wish I could pull up that tweet. I know it's farther back. If anybody can find it, I honestly straight up said that we want a beta just to give honest feedback and let you guys know what we think about the game. It ain't about, oh, I got the game first, so I'm about to exploit this, or I'm about to sit here and do all this and that and the third just because I got the game first so I can laugh in people's face. No, first in Framerates, we always wanted a better game. We always just went different about it. We don't sit here and try to kiss ass to no game. Listen, I can say for myself, I can't speak for DJ, I can't speak for Bills. I done had 2 developers block me. They work for 2K. They don't even want to fuck with me no more. I done had Clint unfollow me. I done had a couple other devs unfollow me because I'm gonna be straight up. Look, if you make a good game, I'm gonna tell you what's up. If some bullshit going on after you done passed the game, no, I'm good. I'm not playing it no more, and I'm gonna tell everybody don't buy the shit, don't play it. But I can't be. I gotta be consistent. I gotta be honest. If the game is good, I'm gonna tell y'all to fuck with it. Right now, I still think Madden 20 is a $20 game. I honestly, if you can get the shit off EA Access for the low, or if you got it on PC, have at it. If you can get it for a low price, do it. But right now, that's what it is. No problem, fellas. Shout out all the time because I know who real out here. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody in here right now that's been rocking with us from the beginning. Like I said, those beta codes that we attained, a lot of it was because of y'all. Because we don't want y'all going on YouTube to hear the slanted opinions about the game where everybody draws it out and they're looking at the game in rose-colored glasses. No, and we don't want on the opposite side somebody that's just gonna give you the complete negative opinion of it and say, yeah, I tried Madden 20, it's absolute garbage. There's not a single redeemable quality in that game. No, we want to give y'all straight up what it is, because if y'all don't get the beta codes, then you're not really going to know, and it's going to be basically having a month in the dark of not knowing exactly what it is. But, I feel like most people that come to listen to our podcast, they know that they're coming to listen to people who are just being honest and forthright about.
No, and I'm going to be honest, that's why we don't have, we got 300 subs on this channel. And we only get maybe 10 to 5% of viewership live, and maybe we get another 10% or maybe 15% that listens afterwards. People want to hear shit that they want to hear. People want to hear hope. People want to hear that things going to get better. Listen, dog, I can't predict the future. I'm not going to do that. This is what it is at the second that I speak on it. That's what it is. You can take it or leave it. Tomorrow, the game might be better. Tomorrow, it might be worse. But I'm not going to tell you, hey, man, look down the road. The devs might do this. No, fuck that. I'm not doing that. The devs need to be on their job and do what they're supposed to, make the game better. If they don't, they can ride out. Like Bill said, I hate the fact that Rex is not there no more. I think Bills, when we came back, remember that time we came back after taking that 3 to 4 month hiatus? We found out the same time we did that podcast, we found out that Rex was leaving. And people, and it was like, yo, we already know what time it is now.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Clint.
That's funny. I remember I did a video on that. Yeah.
Right. No disrespect to Clint. I know Clint got really good ideas and things that he want to do. But I know it's people over his head saying otherwise. And I still don't understand to this day why he unfollowed me. But I'm gonna tell him straight up, I'm not gonna disrespect him. I'm not gonna talk bad about him like some of these other dudes be doing because they want to save 65. I'm gonna be honest with him. And if that causes unfollow, I'm gonna be true to myself. Regardless. If Madden 20 rocking, I'll give him the praise. You know, Clint, you did your thing. If not, listen, don't even bother shit, man. He ain't doing what he's supposed to do.
I honestly considered asking y'all if y'all wanted to try to get Clint on the podcast.
No, I don't.
I knew that was gonna be the response. I didn't even.
I would be open to it. I'm actually open to really a lot of devs that could be on the podcast. I'm like Scott OG.
No.
NBA. If anything, he'd be the one I would want to bring on the show.
I absolutely agree with that. Scott OG is the only person. Scott OG came to me. I mean, I shouldn't say this. He came to me and said that he's
saying it now.
Yeah, I'm saying it now, right? I'm not gonna say where I got the information. He came to me and appreciated the fact that how much I talked to him or talked about him with his input with Live 15 compared to some people thinking that he had something to do with NBA Elite. And I had to set the record. He's like, dog, you're the only person that actually stepped up, and people are actually thinking that he had something to do with Elite 11. No, he was way gone before then. You know, he was gone. He did Live 14. I mean, he wasn't there yet. He did Live 14 and he did part of 15. And it was like he appreciated that. Now, see, I like stuff like that because, like, you being honest, you being straight up. It was like, and to this day, me and him, we still follow each other. And I told him, like, look, 14 wasn't hitting on nothing. 15 is probably the best live I played. And that's being real. Listen, you got another EA developer over there that's on live right now. Got mad because I said something about live 16, and I ain't gonna say her gender, but she blocked me. You know what I'm saying?
Too late.
Her. Oh, not her.
Yeah, too late.
Because we ain't even gonna get on her. We gonna get the Chris Paul treatment when he rashed that female ref in the NBA and he got that crazy fine. I don't even want to talk about her where her was sensitive ass. Nah, fuck that. But this is what I'll do though. In the chat, leave in the chat who you would want to see as a developer, who you would want to see us try to get on the show. And we'll see if we can try to make that happen.
I'll try to pull some strings, man, because I don't talk to OG like that, but I mean his DMs are open. You know, if I wanted to holler at him about something, I'll try to see. There's a couple other.
This would be a great time to talk to OG this time of year, like right around, you know, when we'll probably start hearing something.
Right. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, listen, I'm gonna let it be forewarned. I don't cut no corners. I'm not about to sit here and sugarcoat nothing. I mean, I'm a consumer first. You know, I know people from other sides of the community get mad at me because I've said this, that, and the third about Madden because I actually give Madden a chance. I'm not lockstep and saying F EA or fuck EA. I'm not lockstepping. I'm being honest. If Madden hitting, I'm hitting. But at the end of the day, if it ain't hitting, I'm gonna tell them. That's with any game. I don't care if it's a sports title, if it's a Call of Duty or a shooter, one of these shoot 'em up games, racing game. It don't matter. If it ain't hitting on nothing, I can't be on. I can't be faking. Try to just talk to them just so they can stay in the chat. They might run and leave because I might say something out of the way. But I gotta be real. Anything else y'all got, man? I don't want to waste no more energy on it, honestly. I mean, we got E3, Kevin Durant situation.
Yeah, I'm about to say because like between the two of y'all spent enough energy that I'm coming in with this whole situation at the same cool, calm, and collective. You know, just going back to Hollywood specifically, I know it was one of those things where I tried to tell them straight up that you shouldn't feel attacked because that they're attacking. If anything, they're attacking the points, and that's something in the sim community that we were accustomed to doing. It wasn't. I'm like, it got to a point where people were personally attacked, but in this case here, people like I'll bring up some names of people in the past sim community. First name I'll bring up, no one would expect me to remember, Brozell's. Versus.
Oh man, you an OG if you remember Brozell.
Smitty. Sim F Ball. I'll even say Ryan Moody. I'm not going to leave people out. Hard 8 times.
His name is 21
But no. I had to include him because he was part of it. I'm like, because he does some stupid shit every now and then does mean I don't include him in that circle, because that's when I got into the sim community. That's who I saw.
No, I was just saying we call him 21. That's all.
Okay, y'all can do that. But the point that people would make videos, they would attack the points. They wouldn't attack each other. And I felt like when I addressed Hollywood in this situation, I was attacking the point. And it's funny because initially I even wanted to leave it at just an initial disagreement, but he honestly kept it going further.
That's it. That's exactly what I did.
I was just like, look, to say, because I basically posted and I was like, look, to say that I disagree with this is an understatement. I'm just paraphrasing, but I'm like, I left an understatement. I left the gift there, and he went to explain more. And usually when someone gives you the out, like, hey, he just wants to leave it. This is exactly what he wanted. I gave him exactly what he wanted, but he wanted to continue. So I'm like, what he explained next, still didn't make any sense. And I was like, well, all right, you open it up for more scrutiny, so there it is. And I gave my 2 cents and left it at that.
All right, here comes some more of Hollywood.
Okay, there's no such thing as a Twitter police, and it's always the same people.
Is he talking about us? Is he talking about us the same?
He's not just talking about us. He's probably just talking about people in general. Because I'm like, I do see him. People do go at him, but at the same time, there are reasons. Like for logical people like us, there are reasons why we go after certain things.
DJ, here's the reason he said that.
Something doesn't make sense.
Here's the reason he said that, DJ. The reason he said that was because you came at him about that Redskins thing and he had nothing for it. And then we did that. So that's why. That's really.
I'm like, I caught it too, but I can just, I always brush it off my shoulder and make it a general thing, because it doesn't mean much to me. Like if it's like a passive aggressive way to point the finger at one person in particular or a group of people, it really doesn't matter to me. All I know is that when something is not right or it doesn't appear right, and then when pressed upon it, your explanations put you further in a hole, that's really your fault, not mine.
All right. Somebody put on I want to put this out here. I want to show this to y'all just for shits and giggles. Check this out.
and just to answer the question, yeah, I am from the DC area. I actually live in Central Maryland and Columbia, Maryland. So
look at this.
I was born in DC.
Look at this exchange right here. I just thought it was funny.
What?
The only code.
The thirst is real.
The only codes
is real.
The only codes we're gonna. You know what we should have done. You know we should. This would be a
hand out contra codes. That's
we should. Nah, we should have made some codes, right? We should have taken like codes from like the cheat codes back in like the Xbox 360 days.
I can bring back the Nintendo days.
No, Freddie G says the sim football community is so much dysfunction. We're not on the same page like the casuals, especially when it comes to football. We'll never be on the same page as the casuals. The problem is with the sim football community, we need to figure out how to make the casuals become sim. They do that in NBA 2K. I mean, maybe even with the 2K problems, those casual gamers, they are forced to play on the park.
I don't think it's so much about making them turn sim as
I'm
it
about
is.
To say.
I think we just
making them aware.
Yeah, making them aware
of awareness at this point.
Yeah, it's about being aware of what is out there as far as, different ways to play the game and different ways to approach the game of football. That's really what it comes down to, in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess you could. That makes sense.
Because I mean, 2K, there's plenty of casuals that play 2K, but I could still, turn on 2K and play a sim game. The issue is that the casuals interfere so much with Madden and how it's developed that, it's like I said, there's no reason we should be astounded that they didn't break 2K with patches this year. Like, we were astounded, like, oh my God, they haven't touched it. It's like,
yeah, I agree. But no, I mean,
yeah.
Let me hear Hollywood. Let me finish up with Hollywood.
Oh boy.
All right, my phone is okay. There we go.
It's like
No, got a notification.
I get interrupted by notification.
Yeah, I got a notification.
spoken you, man, spoken your spirit, and you got to say something. You got to straighten me out. I gotta straighten him out. I don't like what he said. I disagree with him. I gotta straighten him out. But when you have that type of attitude, you're called a Twitter policeman.
Now, mind you,
he called opposition, not police.
Mind you now, he called us Twitter police. He's wearing an officer uniform at work.
And he also said that Twitter police didn't exist.
Let's keep going.
Are afraid to express what they.
God damn it!
It's him sending you DMs right now.
It's probably him. Like, I need to stop talking about me.
Right.
And people are afraid to express what they want to say because they're afraid of being attacked. Don't be.
Sounds like a sensitive person.
You guys know who I'm talking
Well, we kind of knew that.
Stop being a Twitter policeman.
Don't you love when people say, hold on, pause it real quick.
No, I don't even want to listen to them no more.
Don't you love when people say, y'all know who we talking about? No, motherfucker, say who we talking about.
Exactly. Anytime we have a problem, we ain't got no problem calling nobody out. Listen,
we'll put your name in the damn title.
Yeah, y'all know where we at live. You know my Twitter handle. Listen, I'll open up DM for you if you want me.
And you know what state I live in too.
Oh yeah, let's not talk about that. Somebody was riding down 95 and 21 ran away. Let's not talk about that. No, man, I'm done with it, man. When it comes to the beta codes, at the end of the day, I don't like how they were distributed. I don't like that. I think they should have been done better. If anything, EA has a place in a house where they do beta codes way much better. UFC done it perfectly. They gave out beta codes to people who were actually involved with the game, that actually played the game and give honest feedback. Because remember, I got one for playing it for a while. Bills, I gave you my code because you're more interested than I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Gran Turismo, they're not even EA, but Gran Turismo did a beautiful thing when they gave me a beta code for Gran Turismo Sport, because I played a lot of Gran Turismo 6.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are interested in the game on a legit level, they should have emailed out those codes out to people and just let it be. But no, they made everybody run around and kiss everybody's ass for their beta code. That's not right. I don't care if any company did that. You don't do that to the people that are actually loving your product. You don't do that to them. That's very insulting and disrespectful. You don't do that. I don't care what anybody say. You can open close verses and you can call people Twitter police and shit. You don't do like one more time. I'm gonna let y'all finish. I'm gonna let y'all talk. We're here at First and Frame Race, right? We're about to come up on the DJ 2-year anniversary.
Yep.
Yeah, we're about to come up on the 2-year anniversary of First and Frame Race. Now, how about I sit here and say, I need y'all to let us know what kind of product, how good our product is, or how dope you think we are, and let us know one by one on each Twitter feed, and we'll give you a
bonus episode.
Or we'll let you come on, or we'll let you come on to the podcast, or you can come on to the podcast and talk with us
to kiss our ass even more.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of shit is that? You don't do that. You don't do that shit to people who are honestly wasting. They're spending their time. They're going out of their way to watch your content. They're going down their Twitter line and they're typing how much they like your stuff already as it is. You want to feel important so you can give them some damn demo? Man, fuck that. I don't know. That should never happen. We would never do y'all like that. Never. Go ahead, DJ. I'm sorry, man.
Just to report on other news, 21 was wrong about something. I'll just leave it at that. Which was, I saw that one coming a mile away. I was like, oh, the type of rants that he kind of was on.
I didn't even watch it.
Miss, and I saw that coming.
I didn't even watch it, bro.
I apologize. What I thought was a new feature was an old feature. Well, he'll be acknowledged to know that I did watch.
That's another thing you're not gonna get from us, folks. Is 17 breakdown videos about a 5-minute presentation of gameplay. Total.
Listen. Let me tell you something on the real. Virtual Footballer would have probably done that shit. I ain't gonna lie. The old VF channel would have probably gave you 3 videos. I'm not gonna lie. I probably would have gave you 3 videos back then because, and I talked about this on just go down the timeline whenever y'all could of the podcast DJ Shut Up, because I know I need to make a playlist. I can't remember what episode it was, but it's titled The Virtual Footballer Channel. And I told you all the stuff I used to do in that channel and the reason why I stopped. But back then, I would have gave you about 3 videos on that 5-minute presentation. I would have done that. But it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I would have probably gave you, like nowadays, I would have probably gave you 1. And
I wonder if he got a beta code.
Huh?
I wonder if he got a beta code.
I did.
No, I wonder if he got a beta code.
No, fuck that. I don't give a fuck if he got one.
You just
don't give a fuck.
Oh my god.
Give a damn if 21 got a beta code. He probably did.
You're all over the place, VF.
Fuck that.
Not only that, I do have. Not only that, apparently I have rental property in your mind.
Shut up.
You need to tell me to shut up about that playlist. So, mission accomplished.
Shut up, DJ.
You know now what to do next.
Don't give a fuck around here.
Do not hesitate.
Let's talk about E3. Shit.
Well, technically, what really is there to talk about E3?
I actually like what Xbox did, honestly.
Apparently, Nintendo won by default.
Yeah, true.
That's I will say it because it was kind of easy. It was kind of like a layup. Most of the other Sony not being there and Microsoft kind of screwing the pooch and not showing a lot of gameplay in their presentation. All Nintendo had to do is just go in there and show gameplay. And they did exactly that. They showed you games and gameplay. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what folks want. That's really the point of E3, is for these companies to showcase their up-and-coming products. But on the other side, I kind of felt like a lot of the attention was on current products to feature DLC and stuff like that. So the whole live service era is definitely in full swing.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch Nintendo too much. I didn't watch it because my thing is, it's only one game I want on the Switch is Bayonetta 3. Once that come out, I'll get one.
You don't want the sequel to Breath of the Wild? You don't want to go climbing trees?
Wait a minute. There's a sequel to Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, didn't they?
I didn't watch it. I don't know.
That's what I saw. There's going to be a sequel to Breath of the Wild, and then there's another. I think they're redoing Link's Awakening.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that.
And it has and the style that they're doing Link's Awakening is pretty much in tradition of like the older Zelda games. So it's a top-down view, a miniaturized Link. Yeah, so it kind of reminds you of the first Zelda. But
okay, got you.
But there's a mix of Mario characters in the game too. So
yeah, all right. Now, Breath of the Wild 2, I'll probably get one, but I definitely want Bayonetta 3. I don't care what nobody. I like Bayonetta 1 too. I got Breath of the Wild 1 on my Wii U, but I just haven't. I had no reason to get a Switch until I heard Bayonetta 3 was exclusive. That's the only reason why I would get a Switch, because I want to play Bayonetta 3. But since Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out, I might have to get one a little earlier than usual. Watch Dogs, Final Fantasy VII, definitely. I'm looking forward to them. I'm actually replaying Final Fantasy VII now on the PlayStation 1. Great game. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to finish that before the remake comes out. But I got about halfway through it when it first came out, and I'm finally gonna finish it up now. So that's great. I like what Xbox did. I like the games that they're putting out. They're actually putting out some content. People still shitting on Xbox. I like what they did. I'm still kind of curious with the new content.
That much gameplay.
Yeah, they really didn't. They didn't, and that kind of sucks.
I'm like that. like here's the thing. The one thing that they did put out, and that's in terms of Gears of War 5, was that escape mode. That seems like a cool mode where it's like a co-op mode where you're in this facility and it's filling up full of gas, and you basically are trying to get out of there, escape that gas. You're encountering enemies. It seems like a cool co-op mode, so I'm interested.
Yeah. It's just that they stopped the backwards compatibility. I think they stopped for the 360 and the Xbox One. I mean, original Xbox. But they said with the new console, they're trying to implement to where they can have more games, or they're actually going to make the entire console backwards compatible. I got the article somewhere. I can't remember where it is, but they actually said with Project Scarlet and the new one. I'm not going to call it what it is because that sounds homo. But the new one that's supposed to come out that's powerful than the Scarlet. They said that those are supposed to be completely backwards compatible with the Xbox One, 360, and the original Xbox. If they do that, that'll be great. So I know that's not the end of backwards compatibility. They said they're not going to do it anymore for the Xbox One because they're going to use their resources for the next console. I'm here for that. I like the Blair Witch game that came out. I mean, that they showed. I like that. Not Final Fantasy, but Phantasy Star Online 2. That's finally coming out. That was supposed to come out like 7 years ago, but that was originally a Dreamcast game, a fantastic Dreamcast game on back in the day. It's good to see that, and that's pretty much it. I'm kind of excited, but I don't see no reason to get an Xbox, honestly, outside of the backwards compatibility because they put Game Pass on PC. So it's kind of weird if you really, if if you don't have a PC, I totally understand. But I just built this PC the other day, and this PC is a beast. I would talk about it one day, but it's really nice. I'm very impressed with this computer I built. I didn't know that these new Ryzen chips are actually that good. They're very good. But yeah, Chris Thomas, I can't wait to try it either. I mean, you got to be old school to remember the first one. What you say,
now,
DJ?
Just to bring up the Blair Witch game, it was funny. I was actually watching the AGS Any Given Sunday podcast with Hard 8, and they were doing a live watch party at the Microsoft conference. And while they were watching it, and it was funny, the point where I knew it was a Blair Witch game was when I seen the dude standing in the corner. I was like, as soon as it got to that part in the trail, I was like, oh, it's Blair Witch. It was funny. It was before anybody else picked it up. Nobody in the chat picked up on it. Nobody on the panel. I figured it out way before they did, because it was just like, if you remember the movie, somebody was always standing in the corner, and then something would happen. As soon as I saw that part, I was like, that's a Blair Witch game. But now I don't know how they're gonna do this. Like, I know it's gonna be like a horror genre type game, but what's gonna be the premise?
I low-key thought
that's what I would like to know more of.
Yeah, I low-key thought it was going to be like, at first I thought it was another Outlast, and then I thought it was Resident Evil 8. I didn't know what
everyone else thought. That's what everyone else thought. But I was just like, that doesn't make any sense to do it this way if this is another Outlast. This has to be something else. And then, like I said, I seen the dude sitting in the corner. I was like, that's Blair Witch. They can't get that past me.
Right. But I remember going to the movies to see that. I lived in Kansas at the time.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I lived in Kansas at the time, and
how about now?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
You can hear you.
Yeah.
No, I just hooked up to my laptop, and my my Yeti was giving me issues. So.
Oh, okay, I got you.
All right.
But, look who's in the chat. Where he come from?
I see him.
Uh-oh. Who is it?
Ready for his
oh
the
boy.
Series.
We had a good talk the other day. Me, DJ, and B5. Pretty cool talk.
Oh yeah.
B5.
Oh, actually, something we talked about in that chat. I think we should be able to fit into this last half hour.
He said he feel like Xbox is focusing too much on hardware and the games are a low priority.
I think I would say yes, but the games, as far as being a lower priority, they're making them more accessible to more people.
Yeah,
so
I think they're more focused on that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the accessibility versus you know, actually using those studios that they spent money. Like I can see what he's saying about the second part, because they did spend quite a bit of money to acquire those studios, for them to be first party studios and kind of just sitting back and just waiting for next gen. So
I mean, not only that, I mean, you got the PlayStation 4 Pro made Xbox go ape shit on hardware, so he is somewhat right on that.
Right. I'm like, because basically it's like they have two projects. It's almost like they have two next gen consoles that because both have the project names. So it's just like, so what's this one going to be versus the other one? Is it going to be one that you can insert a disc into, or is it going to be another SAD edition that they put out recently? So who knows?
Ooh, my man, my dude came through, dog.
That's another thing I just noticed, VF. That Southern drawl definitely came out in this podcast. You done said dog a couple times. And it came out exactly how I used to hear in the South. So I appreciate hearing that. It kind of reminds me of my military days.
VF low-key coming across as a damn Southern hick right now.
Hey man, listen, bro. Hey, this is where I'm from, dog. This is where I'm from.
Dog. He's like homeboy from Drumline. It's a tuba thing, shouted.
Exactly. I'm from Georgia, and I'm from Georgia, and I ain't afraid to talk about it.
From Georgia,
it's definitely coming out now.
Yo, man, just don't piss me off, man. Just don't piss me off. But that shit got me mad, man. That shit made me mad.
That's a hit game. Who has pirate gaming? So you.
Yeah, I know, right? Bill, you haven't talked much about E3, man. What are your thoughts? What's your takeaway from
E3? I liked everything that PS4 kind of revealed away from E3, which is kind of funny. Like, it's funny just how they like revealed shit but didn't show up to E3 at all. Like, they still kind of won E3 even though they didn't show up. So, you know, I like the new Rainbow Six that's coming out. Saw a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's
I like that one. And and what's that? The other Ghost Recon looks good too.
Yeah, the Ghost Recon looks good. Watch Dogs 3 had me a little interested just based on the fact it's in London, but I have to see more of it. I didn't finish. Yeah, there's like you can pick a whole bunch of different characters. Like you die and then it's just you pick a new one, so that's kind of interesting. I'm trying to think of any of those. Xbox had a couple games I was interested in. I really don't even remember the names of them, but they looked kind of interesting. There was one that they showed in kind of like an overhead view, and I guess you have a certain amount of time before this woman's husband gets home or something. It was kind of interesting, kind of like a murder mystery or puzzle type game. Overall, I was kind of underwhelmed with E3 in general, and I expected to be because this new console is coming out next year. So other than obviously the Scarlet being revealed, there's nothing else really of note to me from E3. We're not going to see Last of Us 2 until next E3 probably. As far as like a
lot of the games that they threw out there had a lot of had release dates mostly in 2020. I know Gears is coming out this fall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm just kind of looking forward to the new consoles and what they have to offer and what the launch titles are going to be. And, hopefully we get a good offering of sports games this year. NHL didn't show up to EA Play, which was a bit disappointing, but at the same time, I kind of expected it. I'm sure they're not really ready to show too much of it because, they're on Frostbite. So I'm sure it's still going to be a good game. It's just not really going to be what everybody thinks it's going to be. We don't really even have a feature set for that game yet, which is fine. I'm just kind of eager to find out what's going to be going on with that. Live, a lot of people talk about Live not showing up to EA Play. I'm not the least bit surprised in that. I don't even know if they're going to release the game or not. I really don't even care. There's rumors that 2K is going to have the WNBA rosters this year, so if that's the case, Live's pretty much dead in the water as it is. But yeah, I mean, overall, E3, I was kind of underwhelmed. I did like the Star Wars game. I mean, I think, honestly, my favorite part of E3 was EA Play, to be completely honest. That Star Wars game looked pretty good.
Oh yeah, it did. It really did.
So yeah, I mean, overall, pretty solid offering, but nothing really stuck out to me.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I pretty much like everything that came out. There's nothing. I mean, outside of the bullshit kiddie games. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, all the little dumb shit, that Gears pop shit. I mean, but you know,
hey, you're gonna have some games you're gonna be playing with your son, so I wouldn't call them necessarily bullshit.
Well, I'll wait till he's like 2, and I won't call him that no more. Yeah. But no, seriously, it's like I like what happened. I like the future of gaming as it is outside of that cloud bullshit. I'm not touching that shit.
Pooh, you said you thought DJ was 25?
Wow.
So you thought DJ was younger than me? Okay. All right. Wow. Go ahead, BF.
No, I mean, I'm pretty much, I'm pretty much impressed. I like the way things are going, and I hope things can keep it going that way as far as accessibility to gamers, so they can get these games. I kind of can see where the console space is kind of diminishing a little bit. They're putting big, emphasis on consoles, but I think they're still trying to get away from that to where to be more of a streaming, maybe cloud, or you may have just direct downloads of everything. So I kind of don't feel good about that, but the accessibility where people can actually just play the games and have fun playing the games, I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have anything else to add to E3. I just think I think Xbox did very good compared to what they've done in the past.
I agree.
To answer BP's question, B5's question, he asked, did you guys doze off on some of those Xbox games? You know what? I was watching the AGS podcast. I literally fell asleep.
Well, I didn't give myself a chance to doze off because I just turned it off.
No.
And I'm sure if they had that option, they would have fallen asleep too, because they were mostly trashing that whole presentation by Microsoft. So
see, here's the thing, Fife.
I honestly watched the whole thing. I was actually intrigued by the whole thing. I mean, I may sound like I'm caping for Microsoft, but I honestly walked away from it.
Oh, don't be a corporate slave. We just roasted you.
I know, right? I honestly watched the whole thing and walked away from it actually pretty satisfied. I can't lie.
Well, they're talking about Cyberpunk. I did like what I saw from Cyberpunk. That's what I'm saying. It's like I didn't expect any exclusives I would be interested in. Like I've long said that the new Xbox and this Xbox that I have now is going to be for the multiplats. I think the multiplats are all going to be better on Xbox. That being said, you don't buy a system for multiplats unless you just have money.
Exactly. That's straight up facts.
So that's the thing is, like I said, Sony won E3 and they didn't show up to E3. So it's just kind of crazy that Xbox, no matter how many games they showed, a lot of them just didn't really hold my interest. They look like kids' games, like VF said. Anything outside of fucking Cuphead 2 wasn't going to really impress me because that's just the type of games that they put out, which was fine. I mean, there were a couple that caught my eye, but mostly I'm just excited about how the multiplats are going to look on the more powerful console. Honestly,
I knew when Cyberpunk came out way back when they first showed that first reveal of Cyberpunk, and I know Bills thought I was tripping. I said I've seen 5 minutes of it, and that's an automatic buy. I thought the game looked that good.
I don't remember us talking about Cyberpunk. I must have forgot.
No, remember when
it must have been private.
I tweeted it out. Remember, I tweeted out that one time. I said, I seen.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I said, the first 5 minutes is an automatic cop. And he was like,
yeah.
You said, is it that good? I'm like,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Okay. I thought straight up. What I saw at E3 was great too, but it was already no doubt in my mind. I'm already buying that. And I just got The Witcher 3 and I need to get into that. I mean.
Well, Pooh, here's the thing.
Oh, well, don't get it on Switch.
Right.
Well, Pooh, here's the thing with the Forza Horizon DLC. This is the issue I have with Forza Horizon. They've gone from putting out games that are long, that you can explore, and at the same time, it takes a while to beat them, to putting out short games so they can nickel and dime you with DLC. And the proof was in Forza Horizon 3. where they made a really short game and then said, oh, hey, look, we have a NASCAR track. I don't give a fuck about a NASCAR track. And I have to pay for it because I beat like 4 races and the game's done? That's ridiculous. So they need to cut that shit out.
Listen, you already know how I feel about Forza. If it ain't motorsport, I ain't on it.
No, I'm with you.
I mean, I ain't got nothing against Horizon. I think Horizon looks and it seems like it's a great game. I get on motorsport. I want to get on the authentic tracks and race and use my racing wheel. That's how I am. I mean, I've always been like that. Nothing against it at all. Mm-hmm. Anything else y'all got to add to E3? Because somebody tore their Achilles, and we need to talk about that.
That's another roast that's going to be in session.
Matter of fact, with that being said, you can start it off.
So for anybody who's been living under a rock or doesn't care about the NBA, one or the other, Kevin Durant had a mild, as they called it, mild calf sprain. About a month ago, he suffered it. And he hadn't even practiced for the longest time. So he came back for game 5 of the NBA Finals, and he tore his Achilles. Now, my theory is, I think his Achilles was already partially torn. I don't think it was ever about his goddamn calf. I think that he was misdiagnosed, and I think that Bob Myers was up there weeping on stage because he realized he made the biggest mistake ever and fumbled what would have been an easy re-signing with KD by misdiagnosing him and saying, hey, yeah, you're okay. You can go out there and play. You can't injure it anymore. How can you tell somebody they can't injure a partially torn freaking Achilles any more than they already have? Like, how do you like? And people got on Kawhi for not playing in San Antonio last year after he was misdiagnosed. Give me a break, seriously. Give me a break.
So you believe that KD was misdiagnosed, or they just?
I think he was misdiagnosed, and I think he was purposely misdiagnosed. I think that they knew he wasn't 100%. Why all of a sudden did they come out and say, "Well, he was never 100% to begin with"? They knew he wasn't 100%.
Oh wow.
They wanted him on the court because they were getting their ass kicked by Toronto. They were down 3-1. They needed an emotional boost, and they convinced him, hey, there's nothing else you can do to your Achilles to your calf. If you get through this series, trust me, you'll be fine. You can get it repaired in the offseason, but we need you right now. And they used him being such a competitor, and they used that against him. And he went out there, and he tore his shit all the way.
Okay.
That's what I don't like. Steve Kerr sat up there on stage and said, well, we thought that he re-injured his calf, but it turned out to be his Achilles. Really? You thought he re-injured his calf, which was never injured in the first place? You think that he just randomly tears his fucking Achilles after hurting his calf? You don't, come on, really? Like, who do you expect to believe that? Like, it's insane to me. We all said on a podcast it was Achilles. Back when people were like, oh, it's a calf. We all said it was Achilles.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that. But I didn't think it was that bad as it was. I mean, for him to be misdiagnosed, I mean, that's really sad. I mean, these guys possibly altered his career. Like, seriously. He may not be the same. You know, it sucks because you had one that possibly could be one of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
You never know what could have happened if he would have, they would probably would have lost the finals, but I don't think that hurt KD because KD was hurt, But it's just at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, I think you're onto something with whoever that guy was, the owner.
GM, that's who he was, GM.
Yeah, the GM sitting there crying. Like, when I saw that, I thought it was kind of odd because I was like, why is he so emotional? But then again, people were saying that something could have happened to him, and they made him go out there, and something could have happened to him, and they made him go out there anyway, and they feel bad because they're left holding the bag, and they feel guilty, and I see it now. So, DJ, you got anything on that?
Well, it kind of produces a flashback of what happened to RG3. I know it did that much. And it's funny the difference in the reaction that with RG3 when he initially, and I believe just as we all believe that Kevin Durant had pretty much either had a partial tear. Well, he definitely couldn't have a complete tear and play on it. He definitely had a partial tear to his Achilles before it completely snapped. That thing rolled up like a window.
Yeah, he barely did anything. It was just a drive where he pushed off of it, and that was the last straw.
And the thing with RG3, I'm like, when I saw that thing live, I was like, yeah, all that is torn and all.
You mean when he ran back and tried to pick up that fumble, right?
No. I'm talking about when he injured it against Baltimore earlier in the season.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying this is similar to what happened with him. Mm-hmm. And, the narrative was, he wanted to get back in the game. He wanted to get back in the game. So he sat out that one game against Cleveland, and then he came back for the final few games. I think he came back for the last game against Dallas. We won Dallas. And then the playoff game against Seattle. In that game, he tweaked it again after I think we had scored. It was before we scored the second touchdown in that game to go up 14-0 against Seattle. He tweaked his knee again, and they put him back out there. And then eventually, I think it was the fourth quarter, that's when he took that fatal step, and his knee completely collapsed, even though it had the brace on there. And the reaction from that was, RG3 is being selfish. He should have known that he should have told the coaches and blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, no, it's the coach's decision at the end of the day. It's the physicians that look at the injury. I'm like, they could spot the injury a mile away, and it went past two people that have the power to take a person out the game. They pretty much just left. It was like, nope, go back out there. They basically was like, can you play? And it was interesting because Griffin did tweet something in reference to KD, and it brings up a good point. Why would you, if a player is injured, why would you leave it to a player to decide whether he can play in the game or not? If the injury is not completely healed, most players, if they're asked right then and there, hey, you think you can go back in the game? Yeah, I think I can go back in the game. That's like instinctual amongst athletes. They want to be out there. They want to continue to battle, but somebody has to pull the reins on certain athletes and say, no, don't go back out there. You're going to hurt yourself further, and I'm going to keep you from doing it. I have that power. And,
so I'm going to ask you, do you think that's what happened with KD? You think he went out there when they tried to pull him back, or do you think that they thought everything was on the up and up? Because there's reports right now saying that everybody was 100 with each other with him going out. Me personally, I don't think his body language indicated that he didn't want to go out there.
I think the opposite. He was dancing backstage in the tunnel and all that shit. He was ready.
They had the camera on him. Of course, he's
going to do all that. They do that before every game.
You know the camera is on you. You got to at least show.
But they do that before every game. They do that before every game, DJ. I think he felt like he was ready. I felt like he trusted the doctors and what they told him.
If they do it every game, then that's routine.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Of course, he's going to do it.
Of course,
but I mean, like as the game was about to start, I sensed his body language started to change a bit, and I felt like his body language was like, I really don't want to be out here. But once you get into the game, you're not thinking about the injury. But before, he's going into there with serious doubts, body language.
But the thing is,
this is what I think that happened.
Hold up. To me, it doesn't make any sense that you go from, he doesn't have the ability to practice, and then all of a sudden, he's cleared the practice, and then, he's starting game 5.
I think that's a franchise.
That doesn't make any sense.
I agree with you with Bills. I think what happened was he knew he was hurting. He trusted the people that are medical. And the medical people and the GM, they coincide with each other and said, we think he's okay to play. He knew that he was hurt. Maybe he was trying to back himself up to say that he wasn't. And he went out there and he ended up tearing his Achilles. You got to think about it. They were down, 3-1?
Remember
the Warriors GM and the people in the front office don't want to lose this series, regardless of what people may say. And they know that KD was the guy that could probably give them another game to play back in Oakland. So they wanted him.
Sad part.
That's what I'm saying.
They potentially could sacrifice this man's career for one game that they almost lost.
And I think they psyched him up and say, "Hey, we know you hurt, but the doctor say you good." He probably still hurting.
Pumped him full of drugs too.
They probably did. They probably
You know what though?
They probably juiced him up a little bit so his calf or his Achilles wasn't hurting. That's why he was doing all what he did.
Yeah, I go back.
And there's two things I want to add. The first thing is with Kawhi Leonard, it was a similar situation, I think, because the team doctors all cleared him and said, look, after he came back and said he still felt discomfort, then they started to separate themselves from Kawhi Leonard and make it seem like he just didn't want to play. So they basically tried to tell him, look, whatever discomfort you're feeling, you're just going to have to tough it out. And I think that in Kevin Durant's situation, I think he was feeling some discomfort. This is coming from a person that I told you I friggin' had some structural damage in my Achilles from October, and I'm just now getting back to normal. I've been trying to run full speed and do all these different things, and it just doesn't help. Physical therapy or whatever. You sort of just have to, like, when it's ready, it's ready. And with Kevin Durant, with structural damage, I don't know anybody in the chat that's had any type of structural damage with any ligaments or anything like that. But the thing is, yeah, you'll feel nice for a little bit. You'll feel okay. Ibuprofen or whatever else you want to take that are painkillers.
He took some hard shit.
That's what I'm saying. So
they don't play around when they try to take painkillers in professional sports.
Yeah, so when you take the heavy painkillers, you go out there and you're like, yeah, man, this adrenaline's pumping and I'm coming back and this is my first game back, and then you forget, like, there's still structural damage there. So you could literally fuck yourself up and you could be feeling fine the second before that. And he went and tried to drive to his left and pushed off on that right foot, and that was it.
Yeah, that pretty much. I think the staff, medical staff, and the GM and others,
they flipped it.
They probably told him he's good to go when he really wasn't.
He should have got a second opinion, but the thing is, when you build
I just thought about that. He didn't get a second opinion when he got hurt the first time. I
think it's the trust that he built with that organization, that I guess he trusted what they were telling him, and the timeline that they gave him, I guess he pretty much agreed with, and he kind of was okay with the discomfort that he felt after a while going out there on the court, because he just wanted to get back out there and help his guys. I mean, him and Steph are crazy close. Him and Clay are close. So overall, it's just a really sad situation.
It is. I mean, like I just put in the chat, like I put in the chat, like his injury disrupted the entire free agency, which we'll get into shortly.
Yeah, let's touch on free agency real quick.
It messed up everything because a lot of teams was trying to get his services, and it's crazy. I don't even know where to go. The only thing I heard in free agency so far was about this AD stuff. I'm tired of hearing about that.
Kyrie is preparing.
Kyrie, I was about to say.
He says he's preparing to sign with the Nets, so that's pretty much a done deal. I know he fired his agent of however many years he's been in the league, and he signed with Rock Nation, so that's kind of an indication.
See, I have a question. What went wrong in Boston for him not wanting to stay?
That's a good question, because they actually had a pretty decent team.
So, the issue was, from what I can see, is the fact that the young players had that playoff run without him, and
they were feeling themselves, including
they were feeling themselves.
In particular,
Terry Rozier, yep. And then Terry Rozier's minutes get cut the next year, and he's not really feeling it. Yep. So then they get to the playoffs, and everything's going good because they're winning. They're facing inferior teams. But then once they went up against Milwaukee, then all of a sudden it became a power struggle because Terry Rozier wasn't playing. And
cut out because he never wanted to be there.
No, I don't agree with that because he when he got there, he was happy to be there. You could tell he was happy to be there. I don't believe for one second he never wanted to be there. I think the worst thing that could have happened was him getting injured. And I think the worst thing that could have happened to that team was Gordon Hayward getting injured, because
I agree with that, definitely.
When Gordon Hayward came back, everybody's like, why is Gordon Hayward starting over Jaylen Brown? And
see, the thing about it is, if Gordon never would have got injured, they could have meshed and had some chemistry together. But once he got injured, his coach is his college coach. So when he came back, he wanted to put it back in right away. And it wasn't the same because those guys already had chemistry amongst themselves without Gordon.
They're kind of like the 1970s Philadelphia 76ers. They had too much talent on the team. And when you have too much talent on the team and a guy gets injured and the next guy steps up and he's good and you make it pretty far without him, then that guy comes back next year, it's awkward.
Yeah,
and,
I honestly feel they could have got rid of maybe one or two people and get a big man, and with Kyrie, Jason Tatum, and that particular big man, they would have done big things in Boston.
I feel like honestly, if Hayward didn't start, I think they would have been fine. But him starting over Jaylen Brown when he clearly wasn't right, I think that was an issue. And Brad moved him to the bench far too late. Yeah. Terry didn't play a lot this year, but Terry is full of himself. He thinks that he's better than he really is. If people remember that Cleveland series, he didn't play well. He didn't play well at all. So we've seen them without Kyrie. Some of it was good, but you lost a Game 7 at home to Cleveland. You missed 20-something threes. So it's just one of those things where, like I said, you have too many good players on the team, and there's only one basketball. And then, of course, you got Terry Rozier. Well, there are not some changes around here. I'm not going to read. Nobody gives a fuck if you resign or not. You Terry Rozier.
Okay, let's talk about the Nets real quick.
Yeah.
If Kyrie does go to the Nets, where does that put D'Angelo?
He's gonna get paid somewhere.
Man, that's kind of tough, man.
He's restricted, so the only way they re-sign him is if Kyrie doesn't go there.
I'm saying that's the only thing I don't like about that, because for all intents and purposes, you can make an argument that that's D'Angelo's team.
It is,
and for them to do that, it would. I ain't gonna say it's gonna mess D'Angelo up. I think it could possibly set back the Nets. I think with him being there, you have a decent core to build. You still have a decent core of players to build around, but to add Kyrie and you already have a. And B5 says he's a shooter. He's
not.
No, he's not a shooting guard.
No, he's not. He's a point guard.
Yeah, he's a point guard. AD's going to the Lakers. All right.
He probably is going to the Lakers, but at what cost? You're going to give up Kuzma, Ingram, Lonzo, and the 4th pick?
I don't think this is going to play out like everybody say it is. And it's not LeBron. It's just something about AD is just.
Here's my thing.
Me personally, I'm just tired of hearing about the guy.
Here's my thing, and I ask both of y'all this: you give up Lonzo, you give up Ingram, you give up Kuzma, you give up the 4th pick. What do you have left with AD and LeBron?
Shit, what the Pelicans got? I mean, if everybody going to New Orleans, what the Pelicans got? I mean, you're possibly looking at a situation where they're back to square one again because Zion's going to be your AD.
Zion.
Now it's fun.
Yeah.
Just to break in real quick. Now I could see where B5 was going at with earlier. I don't see a reason why Russell and Irving can't play together in that at 1 and 2.
That would be interesting.
I think they both need the ball.
Well, those are your two main guys anyway. I'm like, who was this? Okay, when it was just Russell, who was their second? Like
Dinwiddie off the bench, and he was a really serviceable player off the bench.
You know what, DJ?
I'm not going to depend on a guy that's supposed to be an ambassador for an imaginary college football game. Where
you know what, DJ, though? Seriously, though, I would like to see how that works. That do sound interesting if he plays it too. Now, both of them are pretty much they're ball dominant, and I don't see it, but I wouldn't mind looking to see.
I think that would be.
Because you got a restricted situation, like you said, with Russell, and then it's like you're bringing in Kyrie, then there's going to be people wanting to follow that could easily fit into role players.
Now, here's the issue, though, DJ.
Exactly who? Oh, what's up?
But here's the issue. The issue is, let's say you sign Kyrie, right? And then, D. Russ is restricted. So let's say the Pistons offer him some crazy max deal.
Not the Pistons.
If you have Kyrie, are you really quick to match that? Because you have to
see for that max deal. What position are the Pistons in, as far as what the Nets would get in compensation for signing a restricted player?
I don't think there would be any compensation. It would just be he signs the tender.
No, it has to be.
No, it wouldn't be a sign and trade because technically, if he's restricted, he can basically go where he wants to as long as they don't match it. So whatever tender he signs with the Pistons, if the Nets don't match it, then he's a Piston. They don't get anything. They just have to match the deal because that happened with Draymond. Draymond got a big deal. He could have got maxed with the Pistons. The Warriors matched it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing with the restricted free agency is it's not really free agency. Wherever you go, if a team really wants to match it and they really want to keep you.
You know what? I'm getting that confused with like if I'm thinking football, I'm getting that confused with franchising.
Okay.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, so I guess the only thing close to that would be a sign and trade, but I don't think sign and trade would happen in that situation because it would be a team option and all that other crap. Somebody said, "Here's a joke: Kyrie and Russell on the same." I think it would be great basketball to watch as far as entertainment value, but I think once they get to the playoffs, it's going to be a power struggle. And I mean, just imagine if CJ.
I'm just curious to see how it works. I don't think it will, but I wouldn't hurt just to see.
Yeah, remember that's an undersized backcourt too.
Yeah. CJ McCollum and Dame is still down the size too, so
they are. But that's what I'm saying. You see what happens when they have to defend bigger twos and.
Hey man, don't do that. That wasn't their fault why they lost, man.
I mean, people don't want to see Braun with a second superstar.
No, it's not that. It's just that.
Yeah, it's not about that.
I'm just tired of hearing about AD.
Tired of hearing about the AD situation. I am too.
I'm dead serious. It's not about Braun with the second. I mean, people don't want to see Braun with a second superstar. Then why the hell everybody was loving him when he was at the Heat?
Yeah, no, that's not what it's about. It's about the fact. Yeah.
Well, not even
seemed like it was more marketable team.
Yeah, even when he went back to Cleveland, him and Kyrie was together, and Kevin Love.
This is the best situation for the Lakers, in my opinion. They trade for AD. They free all that room of the guys that they're gonna have to, eventually re-sign and pay. Lonzo and Kuzma for sure, and Ingram. Then you sign Clay. Okay. Now, if you can get Clay, AD, and LeBron. Then you need a point guard. So if you can re-sign Rondo, then you may have something. Until then, there's no way I trade those guys for AD. AD could get hurt the first game of the season and be gone for 20 games.
Listen, it's just something about AD at this point some don't jive with me with him after all.
He doesn't win you games. His stats are meaningless. I mean, they're like Karl Anthony Towns stats. I like Karl Anthony Towns. I like Anthony Davis. They don't win you basketball games.
I mean, the guy can ball. He's one of the. I ain't gonna say he's a top 10 player. He maybe is, but he's one of the most talked about players. So he's polarized. But it's just something about him is like when I see him on the court, there's no it with AD anymore.
Let me ask you a question. How long has Kemba Walker been by himself in Charlotte? Long time, right?
Yeah, that's another guy though.
They made the playoffs way more than the Pelicans.
Yeah, but you're right. But that's another guy that I look at Kemba. I'm like, he's like,
no. I think Kemba's a real deal.
No, I think he's a real deal. But it's just like when you see him play, it's like he's not that guy that you just want to watch. I mean, he's good, but he's not like that.
I think he would feel different if he was in a different market. I'm gonna be honest.
Could be. Because
why do we gotta give up the whole squad? What do you mean? Why you gotta give up the whole squad? Because that's what the Pelicans are asking for.
But you know what though?
And it's funny because that was the running joke on Twitter. The whole chance for some of the stadiums like LeBron's gonna trade.
No, not only that, the reason why they got to give up because to be honest with you, after what happened mid-season, the Pelicans got hella leverage.
Yeah,
right, they got hella leverage right now.
Freddie G. Let's be honest for a second. Do you not think if the Pelicans would take Ingram and Lonzo and they would get AD, you don't think the Lakers would pull that deal? No, they have to give them all those guys. It has nothing to do with their surrounding cast. The Lakers don't want anybody back from them. They just want AD. That's what they want. They want AD. It has nothing to do with the Pelicans.
If all that dumb stuff that didn't happen mid-season, this trade would have probably been done by now.
Of course. But he goes and demands a trade, and his fucking agent happens to be LeBron's boy.
Yeah, you got to understand. The Pelicans looked at that, and they was like, no, you really want him? You about to ante up.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they have to give up so much, because they basically called their bluff and they blinked. That's basically what happened.
Let me see what he's trying to say here.
Anything else y'all want to add? Because outside of NBA free, nothing else is really going on outside of AD. I think you had what's that guy from oh goodness, what's that team? There's another big man opted out. Valanciunas, he opted out.
Yeah,
I'm sure he wasn't gonna. That's that's actually funny. He gets traded, and now you see Toronto in the finals about to win the championship. They gotta give that man a ring.
So Freddie, if you're the Lakers,
I know in the NFL, if you played one game with the team 1 year, or if you was on the team at any time of the year, you get a ring. I know that.
Freddie, if you're the Lakers, you don't give up the whole squad. That's my point. You don't make that trade. He's going to sign with you the next offseason anyway. Wherever he goes outside of the Knicks, and I don't think the Knicks have the gumption or the pieces to pull that off. And right now, there's reports that the Knicks don't want to part ways. Do you think AD? No. He'll definitely be the second best player on the team, but it's just AD is not the guy like, oh, fuck, we got AD, that's a ring. No, he's not that guy.
Lakers have the leverage. AD's going to walk no matter what. I don't think that gives the Lakers leverage if AD's going to walk. That's just
no. What he's saying AD's not going to resign at the end of this year, so they don't have to trade for him this year. But the thing is, he can resign. He'll resign with the Knicks, so they have to keep him away from the Knicks. And I have a suspicion that if he goes to Boston, they'll somehow lure him to resign. I don't care what Rich Paul's saying is just talk.
It could be to ante up more money for him.
Of course. They need to keep him away from the Knicks. That's why they're going so hard right now. Because they know if he goes to the Knicks and then let's say KD signs at his offseason, it's a wrap.
Let's jump to NFL real quick. Pooh just put out on the chat, Dak Prescott agent has broached for $34 million per year. Well, thank you. The only person he need to thank for that is Carson Wentz. You once you sign a contract, that other quarterback has, say what you want about Philly winning a ring, Dak Prescott has more leverage over Carson Wentz to get a bigger contract. Dak Prescott, he did win a playoff game.
Healthy.
Yeah, he's more healthier.
He may not be as good as a quarterback.
No, but
Carson Wentz. But Carson Wentz got that injury.
Got an injury bug.
Dak Prescott has an advantage just over the fact that he naturally looks like a better quarterback at times because he has such a great supporting cast.
Right, and they won a playoff game.
And they want to play out again.
Yeah. Well, that and also you have an owner that he'll spend big money when he has to.
And not only that, if you think about it, what they're going to do? Not sign him? What other quarterback they're going to get?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. I mean,
that's the thing.
I get it. It does suck because it that's the way it works when you actually trying to get money compared to Le'Veon Bell. We talked about this a year and a half ago. Le'Veon Bell got screwed by not a year and a half ago. We talked about a year. He got screwed by Todd Gurley. Look at Le'Veon Bell's contract now. If Todd Gurley didn't sign that big contract, we can honestly say that Le'Veon Bell was supposed to get that type of money. But once you set that stage, it's hard for another team to say, "Hey, we're going to give you that because of this." No, look what he got.
Yeah.
The flip side to that. Okay, Carson Wentz got this. He was injured. He technically didn't win a Super Bowl for the Eagles, and Dak Prescott is more healthier. So it's like his agent got a case.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to
say
it.
You gotta admit, Carson Wentz in that Super Bowl season, even though he got hurt, he did a lot of heavy lifting to get him to that point.
Played great.
Oh no, I agree. But when you put it on paper, you can't go on a negotiating table putting that out there. You just can't. Even Carson Wentz couldn't put that on the table. Like, hey man, I gave you 11 wins. I gave you 12 wins. yeah, I got hurt and Nick Foles won the Super Bowl, but I gave you. They're not going to try to hear that when they're trying to sign you to a big contract. That's why his contract was the way it was. He could have easily got more if he actually took the team all the way there.
Pooh, you keep talking about leaving your defense wide open. Van Der Esch was a rookie last year. They'll be fine, dude. Like you're just talking doom and gloom because you're an Eagles fan and you're hoping it's doom and gloom.
Yeah,
like,
I'm about to say that's one thing we're not going to do is
let's stop this.
Dallas defense is actually pretty good, man. Their front seven is damn good, and their secondary is up and coming. That's one thing they do got is pretty decent.
Right, like let's stop acting like the whole defense is going to get up and walk. Like, come on.
Y'all got anything else on the? Y'all got anything else?
I got Dallas going winless next year. So
You're a Redskins fan. You're a Redskins fan. I believe that. I get that. Y'all got anything else with this free agency stuff? Durant injury? Y'all want to talk about the bullshit corporate slave?
Not necessarily. Wow. Well, it's not necessarily about the free agency. It's the fact that we have here in Maryland. Well, I wouldn't say John Wall's a local guy, but he's on the Wizards. That's two guys either from Maryland or plays for a DC team that won't be playing next season between Durant and John Wall. This is a sad situation in the NBA right now.
Yeah, that does suck. No, like when KD got hurt, that really messed up the free agency. It really did. That's crazy.
Nah, because whoever wins the Kawhi sweepstakes, they'll be fine.
You think Kawhi's gonna leave Toronto?
Yes.
Okay.
To win the championship and dip.
I know, right? You know what? Once the finals is completely over, I think that'd be a really good discussion. I think that'd be a real good one because we'll know a little bit more about what his intentions are.
Just listen to how Kawhi is reacting to these questions. What do you think a championship would mean in Toronto? I don't know. You got to ask somebody.
Right.
He's like, I'm just here doing my job, fam.
Right. You're right. You're so right.
You heard about me. Boy, man gets paid.
You heard him. I don't play for the fans. I don't play for hype. I just play ball so I can win. Boom.
Freddie G says going to the Clippers. I believe that. I can see that. I can see him going to the Clippers.
Not if somebody coming with him.
The thing about Kawhi, some of those things are like I don't sit there and say, "Boy, man gets paid," but while I'm playing a game, like if I'm playing a video game or if I'm playing there are times where I would be like, "Nope, you ain't going here. Nope, ain't going here. No, where you think you're going? You ain't going anywhere."
And one other thing about Kawhi Belichick, don't ever insult Kawhi. Anyway, the last thing I'll say about Kawhi is he's a great example of what happens when you come to the league with a chip on your shoulder and you just bust your ass and bust your ass and bust your ass and you become one of the best players in the world. I mean, he was told, you got no jump shot and you're not fast enough. Your handles are garbage. And what did he do? He went and worked on that stuff, and he's arguably the best player in the world now. It's great to see that because when Kawhi was originally drafted, people didn't really expect much.
No, I mean, he got drafted by the Pacers. That tells you everything you need to know.
And then Popovich was like, I think I can use this kid. And the rest is history.
That's history, right? Because he traded him for George Hill.
Yeah, we see who won that trade.
Right, exactly, absolutely.
For the time that he was there, I mean, I'll take a ring and a deep playoff run.
Right.
Hey, I gotta ask you a question. I just went to that link for OS's GoFundMe account. Is it working? Because apparently it's not working. Like I'm trying to click it because I was going to ask you to to advertise. But if it's not working, it goes to the GoFundMe, but it all of a sudden says,
it was working earlier. It was working early, maybe because of the way that the link is. I'm gonna change that. Let me change that because I was gonna talk about that before we close out. Let me change that because definitely people need to go check that out. Anything else y'all got?
Oh yes, it looks like it definitely is the way you have it because it looks like it's cut off.
Yeah, it's cut off. I'm a fix that.
Yeah, that would make sense. All right,
I'll fix that once we close out or whatever. But matter of fact, I will retweet it while we're live, and I'll change it once the podcast is over. Check out my retweet for everybody who's live. Will Ferrell WFOS on Twitter. He lost like 90 to almost 92% of his house in a house fire. He's advertising a GoFundMe, and $1 helps. It really does. I mean, like I said, I don't usually do stuff like this, but I recently bought a house, and to be quite honest, I can't imagine just losing that much of what you purchased, and you have to pick up the pieces. So not only that, I retweeted it. I'm going to put it in the chat as well, so you guys can go check it out. If you feel like that you can give $1, that really does help. It really does. He's been a big support for the podcast. You know, always say he listens and everything when he can, and I feel that that's something that we can do in return. There's the link right there, and that link actually works. If you're watching this late after the live, it should be up as well. So definitely check it out. If you don't have $1 now,
okay, I see.
You know,
I posted it too, just in case.
If you don't have $1 now, just do one later. Like I said, just don't worry about that cup of coffee or that, that Happy Meal that you want tomorrow. Just go ahead and give them $1, man.
First off, okay, I was with you till you got to the Happy Meal part. What grown ass adult is like, yeah, let me go get a Happy Meal?
Hollywood.
Oh, here you go. See, here you go.
Now, just to give you guys an update to where he is as far as the GoFundMe, out of the $5,000 goal, he's up to $1,855. So that's
Kyle Lowry's out here
$855. So far he's a little more than 1/5 of the way, but keep it going, and it's for a good cause.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I mean, he always shared his insight on NBA Live, how he feels that he wants that game should be up to par, and he's another guy that don't cut any corners. He tell you exactly what it is, and definitely when it comes to NBA Live, because he's more of a basketball guy than anything, and he really wants Live to be a better game, and he pulls no punches. He did a fantastic article about the lack of stuff they did in their franchise mode, and like I said, we need more stuff like that in gaming in general. Straight honesty, no kissing ass to get stuff. You know what I'm saying? No sitting here trying to be buddy because you want somebody to shout you out. Trust me, we at First and Framerates gonna shout you out if you you just doing your thing and you being the person you are. If you somebody who that's 100 with yourself, you're gonna get praise. Not because, you think First and Framerates is cool, let me give them a cool tweet so they can retweet it and, maybe I'll get some recognition. Man, fuck all that.
You whole ass.
The game's about to start. It already started, so we don't want to hold y'all.
Toronto's up 11-2 as we speak.
So we don't want to hold y'all.
Trying to wrap it, especially they came out in their med unis.
Oh wow!
Draymond out here pushing off already, setting moving screens already, not getting called, but it's NBA.
Yeah, nobody's wearing white tonight. It's basically red and black.
All right, so let's go ahead and close it out, man, because let people watch this basketball game. Let people watch this basketball game. Bills, what you got?
Stop being corporate slaves and don't say there's not Twitter police and then address the Twitter police, please.
While wearing a police uniform?
Yes, all that.
What you got, DJ?
Well, the lesson to be learned here is that you can't preach free speech by encouraging censorship.
Yeah, that too.
That's not how it works. And if you say something in public, in real life, or in a virtual world, people will say something. That's the way real life works. This is not, you can't be in your bubble and be in public at the same time.
He's the type of dude. He's the type of dude to say Michael Jordan sucked at basketball. Don't at me.
Right. While in a police uniform.
Yeah, that's what he made that video in a police uniform. Talking about Twitter police. How
basically, if that's the case, then he spent taxpayer dollars making a video about people online
being the free speech police.
That's called fraud, waste, and abuse. Just saying.
All right, man. Like I said,
I know.
Once again, go ahead, DJ.
No.
Get the
fuck.
All right, I'm not gonna hold y'all up, man. Y'all got a basketball game to watch, man.
Well, we can multitask. I'm like, you can go ahead with your outro. But
Yo, we should actually. It'd be cool is if we actually stayed in here during the game.
I gotta work tomorrow.
No, that's
man.
okay.
Man,
Yeah, we did that
work.
one time. Yeah,
We did a 5-hour. We did a 5-hour podcast with the NFL draft. Oh God.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it was dope though because somebody finally showed up in our podcast.
Oh boy.
Somebody finally showed up.
Yeah, when is that lunar eclipse gonna happen again?
Right, I know.
By the way, Pooh, I gave your girl not like your girl,
what?
but I gave
was about to say
the person that that streams on Twitch. She just started recently. I gave her the link to this podcast, so she'll see what I'm talking about as far as you being a moderator.
Yo, he said he wanted a live reaction to the NBA Finals. It's Game 7.
Watch the damn game. That's your live reaction.
It's not Game 7. It's Game 6.
He said it's Game 7.
It's Game 6. Hollywood. It's Game 6. Jesus Christ. What are you, dyslexic?
Hey, from now on,
it's
man.
Not even that. He can't even count.
Starting with episode 72. We're going to start injecting the Hollywood rules. If I don't feel like I need to be, if I don't need to be challenged, if I don't need to be challenged on something, I'm injecting the Hollywood rules. Matter of fact, we should make that a hashtag and fuck with them on Twitter.
Fuck it, I'm doing it.
No, don't.
Hollywood rules.
I'm like inject the rules, but don't.
I'm gonna have an opinion. I'm gonna hashtag it Hollywood rules. You better not say nothing about.
I heard of the Jordan rules, and now I heard about the Hollywood rules.
Right. Well, anyway, let's close this out. WFTOS, whatever.
Wait a minute, hold on. Before you continue, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Her name is what? Hold up, let me bring it up.
Man, just type it in the chat.
Real Mama Eagle. You know who I'm talking about. The girl that she twitched The Sims and was playing another game. Like remind me of Dungeons and Dragons, but like
I wouldn't say it's how he getting worked right now.
All right, this was First and Framerates episode 71. Once again, man, check out WTFOS. Go fund me, man. Give them a shot, man. Shoot them $1 or something. We also on iTunes, SoundCloud, all that's in the description as well. Subscribe, share the podcast, let everybody know what's up. I am in the process of trying to get on Stitcher and Spotify. We got to get approval, kind of like how we did on iTunes. So if that's going to happen with iTunes, I'm pretty sure we can get over there. It's just going to take time.
Oh no!
I appreciate everybody who came through. Jay, what's the other guy name? Obi, Obi-Wan, Freddie G, Tadao, everybody, DJ 313, Pooh, you always, around NY B Fife. Anybody I miss, it's
Chris Thomas.
Chris Thomas, definitely. How could I miss him? I'm sorry. Chris Thomas, definitely. And
that's what happens. We do a podcast angry.
Man, just tell Hollywood don't say bullshit, and I won't be like this, dog. All right, man.
Dog.
All right, we out, man. We see y'all next Thursday, episode 72. Peace.
Peace.
See you.